On this episode of The Circuit, the clock is ticking. A high-stakes timer is counting down. And until it hits 0, we're in for an electrifying ride. Who will emerge victorious when the dust settles? Welcome back to The Circuit.
I'll do it.
Today, it is all about the time bomb. If you've never heard of that before, oh, it's something special. Basically, it's going to be 25-minute levels, but only 11 levels.
Wait, I'm going to do this again.
So everyone's a little lost because this is the first time that we're playing such an event.
At the end of 11 levels, we will decide how many points they get on the leaderboard based on how many chips they have in their stack. So it's basically about not getting eliminated and accumulating as many points as you can.
But today I'm gonna time bomb this time bomb event.
Right now I'm like second lowest, but I think kafi big hai.
Not going to really tangle with the chip leaders. Advait, he has nothing to lose. I have a lot to gain.
Either I'll be the king or I'll be the kingmaker. I'll be Wilson 2.0 loading up.
Jagdeep needs a lot of chips. He needs a lot of points. He's at the bottom of the table. So I'm going to expect him to go a little berserk in the end.
Pretty confident, pretty good. Like I have a pretty good hang of the table and of all the players that are playing.
But I'm still at the starting stack and I will have to chip up my stack to gain more points.
Some are spewing, some are playing tight. So I just know like किस पे क्या pressure डालना है. And ठीक है, हो जाएगा. अगर नहीं भी हुआ तो कल there's tomorrow also to get points. But hopefully आज ही करके खत्म करें.
Let's go, boys! Let's go!
I don't want to be playing too many big pots. I don't want to put my tournament life at risk. I think survival will give me points.
Awesome, let's do this.
Yeah, pretty confident. I can see this through and guarantee a spot in the finale.
The scene is set then. Tick-tock goes the clock. The time bomb is around the corner. Dealer, you know what to do. Let's shuffle up and deal.
Welcome to a very unique event here at the circuit, one you've probably never seen before in poker globally. This is the Time Bomb, and these are our contenders for Table 1. It's going to be a fun one. It's all about building your stack. It's almost like a cash game, which should make some of the players on the table pretty happy. Also, the MTT guys won't be too disappointed as well. We do have increasing blind levels. Start with 100k in chips and see where you end up after 11 levels.
That's your book.
And we've got different strategies for most players. Some of them have done well on the leaderboard overall. They don't need to be as aggressive. And the ones on the bottom, this is their time to shine. Expect them to come out firing hard, especially towards the end. That's when I can expect things to get really interesting.
Yeah, like I said, this is a format that's new to poker globally. I'm not sure what strategy I would bring in. I mean, if I was at the bottom of the leaderboard, I suspect I'd just get busy every hand I could. Can't get too carried away though. This is still poker. Gotta go with the math. Can't VPIP too wide. Otherwise, you'll be playing bad hands against good ones. That being said, you've got to mix it up. And the man on the screen right now is the king of mixing it up. Wilson has pocket sixes under the gun. Will certainly VPIP. Pop quiz Addy, you know what VPIP stands for?
Voluntary put in pot.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Just means how active you are.
I also sometimes feel like it's involuntary sometimes.
Yeah, you get a big blind discount, you get suited cards. I don't think it's voluntary anymore.
Jagdeep's coming in with the jack-8 off. That's a good example of someone who needs a lot of points. He's going to play this in position. Catches the best of it, but it's only middle pair, wet board.
It's a gut shot with the 8 as well, mind you. Checks back in position, and now the ace comes on the turn. 4 to a straight on the board. Any king would make the Broadway straight. I don't think Jagdeep feels too good about his jack, but it's way the best hand. Check once again. And it comes a king. The nuts are on the board.
Bluff, all in.
All in.
All in, says Abhishek Goendy.
What? अच्छा
Confused हो गया.
The confusion is because the nuts are on the board and Jagdeep knows it. This is just an unnecessary all-in. Goendy knows all these players will never make a misstep and fold. Still, some fun to be had when you jam 99k into 4k.
Oh, he hasn't gotten the time bank.
It's cheeky. You never know. Someone might just glitch out and fold. Very doubtful given the experience of these players, but
They all call it off. Nice try, Goendy. But we move on to the next one.
Thank you. I was putting it. Don't attack me, bro.
What a great spot for Gaurav.
Where the prop win the hand.
Yeah, that's actually true. It's worth the prop, though.
For sure.
I mean, anyone else four-betting me right now, I might consider some scary holdings. But Wilson, I'm feeling a little comfortable.
Well, there's only one holding scarier than pocket kings and can't live life afraid of aces. The thing for Gaurav is, with Wilson's range clearly containing hands as wide as 8 deuce, he doesn't want to 5-bet and blow him off the bluffs, and looks like he's going to make a perfect call. Wilson is drawing slim 13%.
How about now?
And he flops the flush. Oh my goodness.
Wilson Yamso. The magic continues here at the circuit.
Even he seems confused. He's looking at pink chips, ones he's been wielding all throughout the circuit, but now eyeing them all flustered. A tell to say the least. He's bet 10,000. Gaurav cannot go anywhere. He has the overpair and the king of diamonds, which is, by the way, why he has 34% equity. 6 outs live for Gaurav. But for now, Wilson in control after a 4-bet, a cold 4-bet, mind you, from the blinds. Gaurav has to think this is something like queens, jacks, ace-10. Makes the call. Hands such as ace-king would still be in the mix. And now he hits the diamond. Disaster for Wilson. 4 to a flush on the board, though. And Wilson fires 15,000. He just has an 8-high flush now, and Gaurav has a king-high flush.
6 of diamonds could change that, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, just a straight flush out for Wilson, so drawing to just one card, but ordinarily in Wilson's spot, you will see a lot of checks. He's kind of turned his hand into a bluff now. He just is not getting called by worse too often. There we go, he gets called by much, much better. A brick on the river. Gaurav can't love the fact that he only has the king of diamonds, and Wilson's grabbing pink chips. He's bet 20,000. It's sort of a block bet sizing, setting his own price for the showdown. Easy call for Gaurav. No point jamming. You don't have the ace of diamonds after all. But what a pot. This is how we're kicking off the time bomb. A huge stack of chips going Gaurav's way.
Kings है. Like he doesn't have to always show the card.
The call तो तू कर ही रहा था.
Yeah, we're going to call only.
Time bomb format, it's a kind of new format, and probably I'll be playing that for the first time. I'm still a bit confused, but I think, the ultimate aim is to garner all the chips, to get all the chips of all the players. I mean, that's how I play. I see 8 deuce suited, so I thought since we were so deep, around 250 big deeps, let me go crazy on this. So I 4-bet him. On the turn, I should have sobered down a bit. So he checks back. I should have checked back, but I thought maybe I'll try to represent the ace of diamonds. That's the only regret. I don't regretting 4-betting 8 deuce off. Now, after that hand, I was, the shortest on the table.
Wilson Yamso, you feel like this kind of event is made for him Fast pace, high octane action. And Ganesha's picked up 10s under the gun. Another person who needs to get chips here and points.
600
Shout out to both Wilson and Ganesha, mind you. I believe they're the two non-professional poker players on our table. They both have day jobs, obviously balancing perfectly with poker. Wilson works at a bank. Ganesha, a full-fledged dentist. Just like her husband Gaurav studied to be, but he tapped out a bit earlier in his career. Must be pretty cool to be a patient. Come to Ganesha to get some dental work done. And just bounce off circuit questions and poker questions from her while you're in the chair. Ace-5 suited is the old solver favorite hand.
जाग गया भाई निशांत, finally.
Poker solvers love 3-betting Ace-5 suited. It's the right kind of hand that can get better hands to fold. You get plenty of board coverage. This time around you're facing pocket tens. Don't see a fold. 4-betting might be a bit too ambitious as well given the format, so... Time to set mine perhaps? Nishant is so well suited for this event, Addy. He is the perfect blend of a cash game and MTT Pro. Does play PLO cash more often than not, but certainly has plenty of experience on the cash hold'em streets.
Not to mention adaptability is one of his strong suits as well. So when we're playing a new format, obviously, you can expect him to adjust faster than most.
Queen, Queen 3 is the flop. Nishant has control of the pot thanks to the pre-flop aggression. That being said, great flop for tens. If you were ahead pre-flop, most likely still ahead post. One spade, 1-3, all kinds of backdoors. I suspect a c-bet is imminent.
We won't be able to bet easy.
Oh, it's tiny. 2K into 11.5. Intrigued by this. This is one of those bets where you're setting up some future lines, because at this sizing, you're almost never folding out a better hand. All ace highs would likely continue. Sometimes you get value from hands such as king highs as well. And obviously all pairs continue. Now the board double pairs. A 3 really not a part of Ganesha's range. She raised under the gun after all and called a 3-bet. Nishant has ace high on a double paired board, usually a pretty good hand. Can check behind, try to get to a showdown now.
One clean out to win, 2 to chop.
That is neither. Check mark for Ganesha. And by the way, Nishant's hand is a bit face up. Does look like ace high more often than not. Every so often, hands better than Ganesha's, precisely jacks, kings, and aces, would play the same way, but I think she can go for some value here, some thin value. I think she knows it too. Just look at her. Thinking about sizing, perhaps? She's not loving the jack, mind you. Nishant could have ace-jack, but it's just a small part of his range.
And there we go, I like that. 65, 61.
One of each.
One of each.
Great fold by Nishant, giving Ganesha the respect for having the kind of hand she did in fact have.
So day before yesterday, I had a deep chat with Navi as well. So Navi told me a couple of things, he was telling how I should be more out there and, perform as who I am as a player and not under the shadow of Gaurav.
नहीं हुआ उससे नहीं मिला
Order to ho gaya. Because of course he's a very good player, very renowned player in the country, and mostly I have been looked upon as his wife and not as a poker player. But being here, I wanted to create my own identity. and that's what he made me understand more. Of course, I understand that fact. And today I just had a lot of that in my mind, and otherwise also I was very pumped.
एयरटेल पे तो है तो इंटरनेट लोन पर OTP GPay सब चल रहा है ना उस पे
You'll have to pull out your SIM. Even I have the same problem.
Because I knew this is my only shot at making into the finale. It was do or die situation for me.
I have two numbers.
क्या है तेरा सिम तो अंदर ही
Basically, I
है
have two SIMs, bro, and I need both those. I can't take a local.
Oh, you need 3 sims.
Yeah. So I usually take the international pack, but. How are you feeling, Mrs. Sinha?
जो टर्न मारता है मारता है वापस 30-35 भी मारता है
क्या ही कीजिएगा?
I was very confident about the strategies.
You have a better chance of smoking the table, I think.
For the show.
Because now I've been playing with them for the past 3 days as well.
बहुत ज़्यादा.
बोले जा रहा था मैं बोला हाँ 100%
Mr. Sinha and Mrs. Sinha. You guys have been on the same table for like a few days to see this hand. We've been waiting for this moment.
I just had to put out my A game there.
Let's go!
Ganesha has really come alive in this event. She's been waiting for this moment, studying all her opponents. She took on Nishant, Advait, Jagdeep, and even her own husband, Gaurav Sood, emerging victorious every single time. A player reborn and now a force to be reckoned with at the circuit. As far as the chip count goes, Wilson Yomso, after that spectacular 8-deuce hand, is sitting on 17 big blinds, the rest of them well over 100 or 200 even each, worth a lot of points.
Stop lying, bro. Like, I saw it. And I got involved. Bro. Because I was like, this guy is struggling. Usually I don't get involved in people.
Players settling into this new format. Queens for Goendy.
लेकिन देखना है
So then,
मतलब जाना है वो मतलब तू
then basically, on the other end, there was a person on seat 1.
Who saw that?
Who saw?
About an hour into this madness. No eliminations thus far, but Wilson on the brink.
Very sweet guy. Remember, he got up and went and told the manager, just check the camera. Bro, they checked the camera.
Jack 9 suited for Advait.
All 4 cards.
Mind you, Advait doesn't really play cash games, which this format somewhat mimics. However,
He refunded the money.
it does play tournaments right from the start, where you do start with 250 big blinds, and we do have increasing levels. So if he's calling Jack 9 suited from the cutoff, I expect it's absolutely spot on in theory.
Touched the mark or didn't touch the mark, but he lucky.
Wilson comes along with the Jack 10. These are all terrible holdings against the overpair of Goendy.
But they would have, they were not ready to.
Vidwat with the 10-8 as well.
बॉट्स लगाने पड़ते
And they're very racist then.
बॉट्स लगाते हैं
Oh, and a 10 on the flop. Terrible news for Vidwat and more importantly, Wilson, who has about a pot-sized bet left behind.
क्रिकेट की सारी टिकट्स बॉट्स से ही निकलती हैं और बॉट्स ही पे जाती हैं फिर
We just saw this situation in the MTT. Wilson cracked the queens with his Jack 10. I think he's going to need to do the same to survive here.
And there we have it. He pushes the whole stack in. Vidwat gets away easy.
Oh, you're calling? No?
No, he had also
Call, bro.
Easy call for Goendy.
The angle was.
If you don't see bet, he just rips, he'll call. क्यों मारा?
That's true.
Nishant criticizing Goendy, who's about to get Wilson's chips. Says there is a more optimum way of getting your chips, and that was to allow Wilson just to jam.
Nine of Diamonds actually takes away some outs, and some of them are dead. So it comes down to the one outer, the Jack of Spades. Otherwise, Wilson leaves us with 0 points, and that is going to be the case. Gave us the classic Wilson entertainment with the 8-deuce suited, but does leave us the very first elimination from this table.
कल से use कर रहा है bro. मैं कल use करने को कहाँ छोड़ा 10 मिनट में बाहर हो जाएगा.
GG bro, well played. GG.
Sir, आपका ये.
My man, Wilson, you said you were going to come out firing. You were very honest about that. If that 8 deuce hand went another way, I think it would be a whole different story. After it didn't, what was going through your mind?
Well, that hand, it kind of devastated my stack. I like in 100k pot, in a 100k starting stack, I got only 25k left, I think. And the way I play, I could not recover after that. And I think I also played a bit loose today, but that was my idea. I'll go loose and aggressive on everyone because I wanted to accumulate all the chips, but it didn't turn out my way, unluckily.
Well, there you have it. We're down to 7. When you bust, you're essentially giving away your stack, which is worth points to someone else. So Abhishek Goindi, the beneficiary. Gaurav Sood, the beneficiary of the earlier hand that Wilson lost. So we have 2 chip leaders on the table, but it's all about surviving and building your stack slowly. As of now, we're about halfway through the event. Does mean about 2.5 hours to go as well. So keep your A game on, gents. And Ganesha.
Like I've mentioned, it's an exponential curve. As the time ticks down, the aggression will go up.
It is the time bomb after all. Lots of fuses waiting to explode.
बहुत deep करा दिया bro. 100 big blinds bro. Average 100 blinds.
Suited king for Advait in the cutoff. It's very aggressive and very comfortable in position, mind you. Goindi will come along with the Jack-9. These two have some history from Season 1 as well. Thinking back to a great river check-raise bluff Advait made. Wonder if there are some dynamics at play. A club and a 9 on the flop. Much more favorable for Goindi to state the obvious. But Advait in position, aggressive like I said. Backdoor clubs. Not much else to write home about, so he's going to bluff at it. Drawing slim, just 1 out it says, plus some backdoor equity.
आज देखेंगे ये वाली
यहाँ पे पानी नहीं है.
आज मजा आएगा कल तो एक्टिविटी डे भी है आज देख सकते हैं 8:15
5 means no backdoors come in for Advait. Which arguably should make him more aggressive. He's actually eyeing the tournament clock right now.
पता नहीं हम गए थे but I'm guessing 1-2 घंटे
Plenty of time left, Advait. 9,300 in the middle.
I think it's just emotion. I think
Advait's not got anything working for him here. But that is, he's reaching for pink chips. Those are the 5Ks. That looks like, that's almost 2x pot.
Well, he has the fact that he's topping the leaderboard working for him. He has the fact that Goindi needs these points working for him. And he's Mr. Advait Rajguru. That's always going to work for him. Goindi's out of position, just has middle pair, knows how skilled Advait is. But that's part of the problem. Skilled means he might give Advait credit for having exactly what Advait has here. Absolute air. Really tough spot though. He's in the tank.
Yeah, Advait might be doing something like this with maybe a hand like ace-4 of hearts. You never know. That 9 could be good. We can see it's 97% good.
Goindi does make the call and we see the queen of hearts on the river.
And now, I mean, does Advait continue with the story? Because that's a huge bet on the turn there. But once you've been called... surely alarm bells are ringing.
Yeah, the flush has come in. The queen has paired up, which would mean Goindi is a bit more likely to be sticky with hands such as 9s. And as a result, Advait gives up.
When I went to take water, bro. Screen पे देखिए.
Nice try, sir. Wrong guy.
So the river was a queen, which I found pretty bad in game, and that's why I decided to check back. Felt like a very queen x heavy range, not too many 9x's. and then some missed draws also he has.
Obviously. I got him to speak a little bit in the hand so that I could gain some information. I wanted to check which side of the spectrum he was on in terms of bluff or value.
It was to my surprise that I saw 9 Jack, because Jack also blocks a lot of my bluffs right on the turn. So I was pretty surprised to see that, but yeah, he would have thought about it, I'm pretty sure.
I played so much live poker, so I can pick up on these things. Old dog, old tricks. Like school, where you have level 1, level 2, level 3.
Yeah.
You have chapters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
But the problem there is, like different people come at different levels, dude. So I think the challenge...
Goendy now straight into coach mode, picking up a little confidence along with those chips.
Yeah.
Like when you go to school, you don't know shit.
Dropping the gyan. And now Advait with a legitimate holding this time.
People expect it to happen. Yeah, like self-learning is a very American thing, bro. Like India and all people.
Bro, तभी तो यहाँ पर किसी को बोलो YouTube से skill सीख जाते हैं. वो बोलते हैं हंसने लग जाएगा बंदा.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Self-learning is a tough thing here, bro.
Yeah.
Like very few individuals are motivated.
I must say, I am interested in the discussion Goendy and Gaurav are having, but more curious how this battle continues, the Advait versus Goendy show.
I love how poker players are able to just drift between casual conversation, and then when it's their turn to act, they just switch modes. Poker mode is on, they play the hand, and then when they're done with it, they can just jump right back into being a normal person.
Back in the middle of the same sentence sometimes.
Open batch, and based on what you all believe, you can then bifurcate.
Gaurav has 6-3 off. It's the kind of hand you can easily let go, but again, this is a time bomb. You get limited hands to play. We have about 2 hours left.
The sessions are so expensive.
Nah, not this time. So fair fight going to the flop. 9s versus King Jack suited. Dead even heat, 50-50 equity. Jack in the window though. Will make sure it becomes an 89-11% situation. And this is my least favorite situation in poker, Addy. I think I mentioned this in season 1. You have a pair. There's only one overcard on the board. How do you navigate? Checking back here seems nitty. C-betting, it's always dangerous. What if you get check raised? If they call, do you continue? Does help to be in position though. In comes the C-bet. Super dry board as well. Goendy's losing to, well, precisely 3 hands, I suppose, apart from sets, ace-jack, queens, kings, aces. He does block kings. Goendy's losing to, well, precisely 4 hands, I suppose. Board pairs on the turn.
And the difference between both their demeanors is something to look out for. Advait is just locked into his mind, looking at his chips, looking at the board. Goendy has been consistently staring down Advait, trying to get some live reads, trying to find that edge. And Advait spikes that 9 on the river. This is really, really tough now.
Must be nice. This is no longer my least favorite situation in poker. It's beautiful to have a full house against top pair, good kicker on a dry board. And Goendy bets 10k, the size of the pot.
And you've got the added dynamic of Advait just rolling a huge bluff, or attempting a huge bluff on Goendy just a few hands ago. That could be a factor.
RFI is the only open one. PFR combines. It's pre-flop raise. So it's like all raises.
The only question was how much Advait raised, and he decides to go massive. 3x the pot. Talk about polarized.
60.
That's only 50.
Advait is saying either I have pocket 9s, pocket 5s, I suppose the very rare pocket jacks, or I'm just trying to run the sickest, craziest bluff on you. And Goendy needs to decide which one it is. When you polarize like this, Goendy no longer needs to fear hands such as aces, kings, queens, ace-jack, because they wouldn't play this way. It's nuts or nothing. What does Goindi decide?
Oh, and Advait giving him the stare back now.
I don't know, man. That's a tell.
It is.
Goindi will pick up on it. He makes the right decision.
So Advait decides to open late position and I have King Jack of clubs in the big blind. And comes out Jack high, I check call, turn, the board pairs up with a 5, goes check around, and river comes at 9, and I decide to bet big, almost spot, and Advait now makes it 60,000 after I bet 10,000. So I'm in the tank and I'm like, wait a minute, this hand makes no sense. I think that gave me enough information to make that big fold out there.
But sometimes, my friends, it's easy come, easy go. After that massive hand against Goindi, things took a real nasty turn for Advait Rajguru. Hand after hand, his chip stack crumbled, and he could not get it going. And now, he was in a down spiral. This is something we all fear as poker players, the dreaded run bad.
I'm coming. Just 30 seconds. I'm just getting into the lift right now. Just wait a minute. Just wait. I'm coming. Yo, how's it going, buddy?
What's up, Ari?
All good. One sec. I was just gonna handle something. So, guys, running bad is basically in poker when you just can't get a break. You're getting cards, but you're just getting sucked out on left, right, and center. It's kind of like,
Kind of like when you're Ari and someone comes and does this.
Thanks, Laksh.
So about an hour and a half to go. We're 2/3 the way through our event, still 7-handed. 300 points on offer will be distributed based on the stacks remaining. Abhishek Goindi, Gaurav Sood, Vidvat Shetty, and Jagdeep Singh, and in fact Ganesha Sinha as well, all have plenty of chips, but some of them are really trying to make a mark and climb up that series leaderboard. Pocket 8s should help Ganesha's cause.
जो गैम्बल करेंगे तेरे साथ अरे तो दो स्पॉट है ना अरे तो उसमें ये तो
Those at the bottom of the leaderboard will be looking at perhaps this level or the next one to start bumping things up, and pocket jacks might do exactly that. There's the 3-bet. Ace Jack for Jagdeep. He needs these points the most. He's in the big. Under the gun opens 7-handed by Ganesha. Should be a strong range. Vidvat 3-bets it. So his range should be strong as well. Ace Jack might be a tad too weak.
Yeah, normally we'd just be getting rid of this more often than not, but this time bomb situation has decided that Jagdeep is going to represent aces. Why not?
Talk about trying to increase variance. Just jams in 65 bigs with Ace Jack off, cold 4-bet. And Vidvat is completely aware of the dynamics. He knows how wide Jagdeep can be.
Flop to anyway mix only, right?
Yeah, he's called it off. 75-25, rough shape for Jagdeep Singh.
स्पॉट में usually वैसे ही रहते हैं, right? Especially
Yeah, Jagdeep was trying to tell the story that I've got ace king, aces, kings, something huge.
Yeah, if Vidvat had pocket 10s, I think Jagdeep would be happy with the result. Right now he's on the verge of elimination, and honestly this would spell trouble for his future at the circuit season 3. The defending champion needs an ace. No ace.
But some backdoors, diamonds, he could still make the wheel. They could even chop it. Many things to hope for. But an ace is the simpler route.
There is one of those backdoor outs, but it comes down to just 6 remaining cards, aces and 3s. Otherwise, we will lose Jagdeep Singh's hopes in the circuit season 3. Can he pull it off? Not to be. 10 of spades. We say goodbye and GG to one of the game's best. Looks like we're going to have a new champion this season.
My man, end of the road, I'm pretty sure there. Tough break, because you were in good shape to get that double up and then didn't quite work out.
I was supposed to bomb that one, but it didn't go my way.
We had a lot of discussions last night, I remember, about various strategies and spots that you were going to take. Were you able to do that? I mean, obviously not by the end of it, but did you find it, the strategies that you were planning, working till the last?
Actually not, because the people on my table were playing a little bit differently. Wilson, who was supposed to play aggressively, basically lost his stack in the first 10 hands, and he gave it to Gaurav. So, that was a big disadvantage to me. And then the fact that the other two guys, Gunisha and Advait, who I thought would be a little bit more aggressive, were not. And eventually, I took a little bit more risks, and it didn't pay off. And then it was always unlikely, but I think I gave it a good shot, and I'm happy with the effort.
Lovely. It was always a pleasure watching you, mate. We'll see you hopefully in Season 4.
There we have it, 2 eliminations in the time bomb, which means Vidvat Shetty is now sitting on almost 3x the starting stack. That's going to be worth a lot of points and really help his cause in terms of making the finale. All the other players eyeing to have a same kind of run-up, especially the shorter stacks. We're now in the business end of this time bomb event, under an hour to go.
That's what I think.
It's now or never for some of these players.
And look at that, an upgrade for Vidvat Shetty. Jacks are now queens. Under the gun with the chip lead. Everyone's going to think you're just pushing everyone around, but you're sitting there with a premium. Nice spot to be in.
Bluffer value. Low mat bas. Oh, we all thought he was going to tag him. Oh, balance, sir.
Don't expect resistance from Gaurav. He's sitting it over starting stack.
Oh, okay. Come on, guys. Let's see a 300k pot, 250k pot.
Suited ace king for Gunisha. This could be, and I think should be, fireworks, because Gunisha is extremely incentivized to try and bump up the stakes. She needs to at least double her starting stack to make her campaign for the final table. Have a shot. There we go. It's a 3-bet. It's fairly big. Are we looking down the barrel at the most classic of all flips? Queens versus ace king. Doesn't need to happen, by the way. Vidvat could maybe just flat call. Give Gunisha some credit. After all, he's accumulated this mountain of chips. Each chip is worth points in this case. Does he want to risk them? Indeed he does. 40k he says, and now the question is being asked of Gunisha. Is she willing to go with it? I don't really think folding is on the table with ace-king suited. So the question is call, hope to hit, or take the variance and get it in there. Just like Jagdeep, when you're sitting below the top 8 on the series leaderboard, you're more incentivized to take a flip. All in, she says. And now it's Vidvat facing the decision. 80k more for him to call.
Could be such a sick move, Gunisha. My game plan for the time bomb at that moment was, I already had 75 points, and as per what I calculated, I thought 150 would be a safe point. So I was comfortable even getting the 50, 60-ish points. I wasn't really thinking, oh, I need the 150, 200 points and I need to go all out.
So, been playing with Vidvat for so long on the table, I did not expect to get a 4-bet there. I was only mostly honestly expecting a call only.
This is the thing about ace-king suited. You can commit because you block aces and kings. Vidvat blocks neither. So he knows he's going to be flipping at best. Did mention that Gunisha could be making a sick move. I think he's implying Gunisha could have an ace blocker and go wild with it. But more likely than not, Gunisha has aces, kings, or ace-king.
I mean, if I win this hand, I am the chip leader. I get so many more points. And I have so much more equity against so many hands here. I'm blocking the premiums. So I just decided to 5-bet jam. I calculated the points, I calculated the stacks, and I was like, this is the hand to go with if I have to go with.
And Vidvat lets it go.
I told you all he's folding.
If you 4-bet, you should call, man. You shouldn't 4-bet fold. Otherwise, just call, please.
Yeah, Queens has too much EV, like... No.
Actually, Guruji approved.
So yeah, that was the turning point for me in the hand, which got me a lot of chips.
Fantastic result for Ganesha. Wins a bunch of chips without seeing a card.
Get better?
Bro, the best part is power.
Wait. Honestly.
If you ask me, I didn't ask you.
What was he supposed to do?
If you ask me, I think...
What was he supposed to do? Guruji. फिर उसने ठीक करा मतलब. नहीं ज्ञान वाले बाबा.
Pawan's advice there was to either flat call the 3-bet or call it off with the queens. Vidvat does neither, still has the pole position in chips, but Ganesha now close on his heels, second place after that pickup.
If you lose 20k stack also.
Still looking at about an hour or so to go. This level plus 2 more remaining. The shorter stacks on this table and those at the bottom of the series leaderboard will be looking to get chips into the middle. We saw Vidvat deciding to preserve his stack. Seems to be comfortable with the extra points he's going to pick up if he can make it to the end with that stack. And 10s for Ganesha. Here we go. 5,000 is the raise. 2x open.
If you get max points and you
Vidvat has half a starting stack, but he needs the chips the least.
So you should have top 3 incentive, dude. There is incentive.
Very much on top the series leaderboard, as is Gaurav. Healthy positions for both. Expect them to be a little more silent as we close out this table 1. Nishant can't love the fact that he has less than starting stack, but don't forget, every chip is worth points.
That's a lot of pink chips. Oh, that's all of the chips.
Oh my what?
Oh my what? Indeed.
Are the graphics wrong?
No, I'm pretty sure that's just Nishant Sharma exploding in the time bomb.
Deciding that Ganesha is going to be a bit too loose from the cutoff, running hot, and takes the spot with 6-3 suited. Not sure why Vidvat is tanking. He has queen deuce suited. Yeah, he lets it go, and Ganesha should have an easy call. What a misstep.
There it is. On your backs.
Oh, nice. How he spoke you out of it, bro.
She wants to make chips.
What did you have?
So
Oh, this one?
I wasn't expecting
This one
that.
is tanking.
I thought you had a legit decision again.
Yeah, Nishant knows he's sort of stepped into it. Like I said, every chip is worth points. If he ends up busting, he gets 0 points, and it could end up absolutely crucial to his campaign. For the moment, 19% equity. Only a 4 on the flop is some hope. He needs running cards.
Just flat. If you want to play it flat, otherwise just...
Bit of a needle with Vidvat discussing his queen's blunder while Nishant is staring down at his own blunder. And it comes another 4. That's it. GG.
Good luck, G. Good luck. Good luck.
Not much to say there. Bit of a blow up.
Interesting last hand selection had us all kind of excited in there. Talk me through the choice to get 6-3 in.
So basically, I had 60k something, okay, and table was going very slow. So I think we were going to play max 10 or 12 hands. So in those 10 to 12 hands, I need to win at least 5-6 hands. so that I can get to 120k something, and I can get those 50 points, 45, 50 points. So that was my aim. But अगर वो हो जाता तो I could have qualified and got 40, 50 points. Yeah.
Fair enough. Best of luck, mate. Well played.
Thank you.
So seems like Nishant's idea was to just guarantee himself a spot in the finale. There it is. With reward comes risk. The risk works out against Nishant this time, and now he's going to need the final event to make sure he locks up a spot. We're left with 5 players, and we're on the final level of the event.
Just height even I don't like.
Let's see who makes some moves. 10,000 in the middle to pick up every time you steal the blinds. Advait is down to just 8 bigs. Time to see if he wants to spin or just survive till the end. Queen 5 off for Ganesha. Not good enough considering Advait's stack behind.
He's thinking about something, though.
I think she's just getting in some TV time there. Let's it go.
I know, but
Jack 9 off for Advait. Just a handful of minutes. Decides to spin it with the Jack 9. And pocket 6s for Vidvat.
Specifically, a strange situation just because of how weird this time bomb is.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cash game at this point. Like, you're risking 22,500 to earn about 34,500. If he thinks he's flipping, he'll just take the plus EV spot. But he thinks he's flipping at best. We saw him fold the queens for the same reason. Lets the 6s go.
face is always like he's thinking only.
Goendy will call off with an ace.
Oh, easy in life for me. It's coming.
Did you see Vidvat's expression there when he saw Goendy's hand? He's like, maybe I was wrong folding the 6s.
It's interesting though, the 6s would have been a flip, and the ace 4 is a flip as well.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Here we go. 7-7-7. Well, the 6s would have been in good shape. A jack or 9 needed for Advait, who uses the sit-down equity. That's a new one. Usually people stand up for the extra equity.
Brave man.
King changes not much, but some chop outs if a king comes.
Open any picture, it's fine.
Asking for some paint.
Queen I lose, king I chop, jack I win.
Yeah, queen would be no good, but the 8 is certainly no good. We lose Advait, 0 points. Goendy the beneficiary of a handful of chips as we close out the time bomb. Just enough time for one more hand, perhaps.
One more bomb out of the time bomb. My man, I guess it wasn't too painful for you because you're pretty safe at the moment.
Yeah, I won't say it was too painful with the stack I had in the bust out hand. But overall, I mean, my strategy was to go for more points because right now I have 200 points, which means I'm pretty much assured a seat in the finale. Everyone's in a different situation and everyone has different strategies. So all that also, along with the time bomb format, made everything really interesting today. There were a lot of dynamics in play today.
Definitely. It was super fun to watch, mate. Well, good luck for the rest of the series. See you.
Advait mentioning dynamics. I expect the circuit is all about dynamics from this point on, whether it's about points or rivalries or others. For now, Ganesha is up top. She's 2.5 extra starting stack. And as we approach the last hand, she'll be pretty happy because she can simply fold and bank the considerable amount of points she gets. Let's see if we have action on the very last hand here. Just 1 minute to go.
That math, I think.
वही मुझे बस smaller ही लग रहा था बाकी तो I thought leading was fine because 3BB flop.
Who feels greedy, folks?
This man is always greedy. God of Sooth with Jack 3 of diamonds. We're four-handed, so under the gun is late position.
If I had the time back.
It looks like he is opening. Ganesha is on his left. Does she want to be even greedier and 3-bet him? Fold, she says.
Backfold.
Win ace on the big blind. Can't really fold an ace on the big blind. can you? Do you want to just lock up those profits? Is he letting the timer count down?
I think that's exactly what he's just counting right now in his head.
Fuck it, bro. Only for you.
Oh, look at this. Gaurav. Greed is good.
Weak. Dikha de, bro. I know you're weak. I know you have jack shit.
And that's a wrap on table number 1.
Time bomb number 1 has exploded, and let's take a look at all the debris.
Gunisha was the standout performer there, taking home the lion's share of the points. Vidwat with some conservative play bagged second place. Gaurav Sood not far behind in third, and Abhishek Goindi, his plan worked out just fine.
I am on top of the world right now. To make it into the positive and that too with the biggest stack. That was my aim actually.
I feel good, man. Obviously, sealing a place in the finale is pretty sick. So yeah, looking forward to it and really happy with the performance today. I think I played well and results were also like decent and pretty happy with it.
I picked up some crucial points today, so I'm back up there in the middle of the pack. And I think everyone's got to be a little worried. I'm coming from behind.
So currently, I think apart from the top 2 and the bottom 2, of course, everyone has a very fair shot at making it into the finale.
Jagdeep Singh is the only casualty of this event. He's still in this in terms of having to actually play, but that's the end of the road in terms of his championship shot.
I was at the bottom, so I had to be very aggressive. It started off very slow. In my table, actually, I was expecting people to gamble more, try to go for more points. I wanted to, at least get somewhere decent so I can make it to the finale. So I played a little bit high aggressive, high variance lines, and it didn't work out.